Why do college coaches keep telling me that they don't know if they're going to recruit me yet or if I'm on the top of their list? I'm a college soccer guy and I help you play college soccer. Let's talk about it. So, normally, the main reason why college coaches kind of string you along and don't really say, yes, we want you, or you're the top of our list, bottom, is they don't know. That's the main reason. The second reason is they will tell you, hopefully, honestly, if they do know. But if they don't know, it's because they don't want to lose you, but they also don't want to necessarily keep you because they're trying to respect you, but they also have a job to do. Look, college coaches' jobs is very simple. Win soccer games. So if it suits them to string you along to then decide where they're not going to take you, and that helps them win in some 2% capacity, college coaches are very competitive. That's what they're going to do. So you as a player have to say, look, I have to think about my own interests, just like the college coaches about think about their own interests. Now, college coaches are grown-ups, and they're usually very kind, and they will be very straight up with you and go, look, you're not at the top of our list. You should look at other options. They're very good about that most of the time, which is lovely. But you still have to do what you got to do, and if you're not hearing back from them, or if they've told you you're not on the top of our list, you've got to move on. The best way to move on, of course, is to expand your horizons as to which schools you want to speak to, or you want to start thinking about schools you never thought of, and that's obviously where I can come in and hopefully give you a list that will guide you through that process. But the other reason, let's call this number 3, that you don't know, they don't know if they want to recruit you, is the summer leading up to the season. Most players play in a league called USL2 or UPSL, which is basically like semi-pro for college-specific age kids. And sometimes if a kid does really well in those leagues, they could kind of turn pro. It's very unlikely. The other thing that could happen is another coach could recruit them, which is also very unlikely. But the biggest thing is they will get injured during those seasons. I was playing in Seattle Sounders under 23s. We had a really good center back who played at the time, St. Mary's. No, SMU. He was at Texas. And he tore his ACL during that season. So that was a problem for the coaches. They were like, well, he was going to be our starting center back. Like, now we know we're not going to have him for another year. That changes their current recruiting process, maybe even for that summer. There's actually, I know a school right now, they're a top Division I school. Going into the summer, they're still recruiting one more position as a senior going into that player would be going, into their freshman year of college. They're still looking for a 2023. And the reason is they had an injury during the summer, and they would like to replace that position. And they're going to have a very difficult time finding anybody because everybody's pretty much done. Or they are going to have to do with a player that, wasn't picked earlier on, and now they're going to have to pick that player that maybe is not a top choice. So injuries happen all the time, causing the recruiting process to change. The other thing is the college coaches, if they make an offer to you before their fall season, that means they're like, they really like you. That means they're like, we're ready to make a decision on you no matter how our fall season goes. We know you're so good, or we know we need you so badly. Here's an offer. That's really rare, okay? For the boys' side, most offers come after the fall season for many reasons. One, the coaches are busy, so time-wise it just works out. Two, you've just applied for certain schools, so now you're going to get you're going to know what schools you applied to, which the coaches want to know what schools you're applying to. They also need to give you an answer because you have to apply to their school quickly because their rolling admissions will end, and they have deadlines, so they know they have to give you an answer whether or not to apply to the school. And then also, they just had their fall season, so they're like, look, this player we brought in sucked. You know what, he's transferring, or that guy I thought he was going to be good, but turns out he was terrible. She was terrible. We need a new player. Who do we have on our recruiting list that we want? Which is why I so strongly encourage you, the summer going into your senior year for ID camps is just such an awesome opportunity because you're fresh in the coach's mind. They're going to go into their fall season, remember you maybe from an event and go, wow. Maybe even during one of their games, they're going to go, gosh, I can't wait to have that player and get them recruited. Oh, I guess that means I really need to recruit that player, and then they will give you a call. The fall season really dictates what their recruiting needs are going to be because they know for the spring season, they're going to lose all their seniors, so they already know who they have. They would have already seen them play. A couple of those players will get more of an opportunity that didn't get an opportunity in the fall because they didn't play as many minutes, which also presents them more opportunities to then maybe want to recruit you in March because then they get to see their team in the spring in a different way. But most of the time in the fall season, they're going to get their team, they're going to get to see their team in its great way. On top of the fact, guess what? More injuries are going to happen. And people are going to tear their ACLs. I did mine. I've had 2 surgeries on my knee. That's changes the recruiting process even further. And your job is to constantly be on top of their mind. And you can only do that if you're constantly sending them video updates and they go, wow, this player really wants us. You know what? This player just got injured. This is perfect timing, right place, right time. And that's really what my specialty is. I'm going to increase the chances of you getting as many eyeballs on you as possible. And then when they finally do recruit you in the fall, you know that they really like you. And hopefully at that point, we would have gotten other interest from other schools where you're like, wow, I like this school, I don't like this school. And so then you're ready to say yes. Another big issue my players face is they get an offer. They're not ready to say yes yet because it's kind of too early. They want to see what else is out there. And they're like, wow, I didn't think they were going to make an offer. What other schools should I consider? And I don't want that to be the case. I want my students to go, I've already done my research. I've visited this school. I've talked to that coach. I've done this many interviews. I kind of know what I want. Now I would like to marry you. And that's, this is a strange comparison. I am a single young man. And so I can tell you now, as I've gone on many dates, I'll say to myself, oh, this type of person is not the type of person that I would no longer like to date for X reasons. Well, eventually when I choose the one to either be in a relationship with or marry one day, I'll be able to go, I love this person, I know for sure, because I remember these types of people that I didn't like, and this person has these qualities. It's the same in the recruiting process. You're going to have a meeting with a coach, you go, did not like talking to that coach. Then when you meet the coach you love, not only are you going to know it's them, you're going to be grateful. I know what I could have had, and this is what I have instead, and I'm so grateful for that. So it's really important that you get on top of this recruiting process because you don't know when they're going to recruit you, but odds are it's going to be after the fall. And so this is why they string you along, because they don't know how their fall season's going to go. I wish more of them were apparent about that. And they were like, look, we do want to finish our class, in the summer, but we also have to see how the season goes. So I need you to stay in touch with me and send me this amount of videos. The college coaches are kind of like, just, they have so much interest. Their job isn't really to be like, you guys figure out how to make me more interested in you. I already have so many kids interested in me, and that's why I come in. I go, this is what the college coaches want. It'd be nicer, to be honest, if they were a little bit more vocal and they would say, hey, I need 3 every touch videos against these teams. And you know who does that? Washington and Lee, which is a top academic Division III school. They specifically say, give us 2 full games against top-level ECNL or MLS Next opponents. It literally says that in the email that you will receive to them if you get interest from them, and it even says it on their recruiting questionnaire. That's a great school that does that. Some schools do, some schools don't do that. If you would like more help in the college recruiting process, I'm the College Soccer Guy. Give me a ring, and I will talk to you soon.